STS.
ASP OTC, go ahead.
Yes, sir. All non-flight items are removed from the crew module. I'm ready to terminate comm between the ASP and the LCC.
OTC copy. QC at step 630.
Copy.
OVCC, OTC.
OVCC, go.
You ready for egress and crew module? Ready
Yes,
for
sir. Yep. Standing by, waiting on him. We're clearing all our TIRs now.
Copy that. I'll give you 667 then when you're ready.
Copy.
CGNC, OTC.
CNC?
Give you 687.
Copy that. You ready?
Okay, so for 687, GNC can tolerate the downless down.
And OTC NTD? I will double check that.
CGNC, you're okay with the downlist dump, correct? Is that correct? Loss of downlist?
That's the phone.
Yes, they are.
CVFS, copy. 688 can work.
Thank you.
TC, OTC.
OVCC, go.
Yeah, I can give you step 7 to 5. Close and lock the ingress egress hatch.
I copy that, and that's in work. The ASP has exited the crew module, and are you giving me a go to close the hatch?
Yes, I am.
Copy that, in work.
You can see at 705.
Copy.
Thunderstorms along the west coast there. Those anvils, though, are outside 3 hours for us. So when it comes to launch time, those are not a threat. You can see within the anvil pool there.
We do have the data
Not
for
even
step
much
693,
weather.
we'll put our ILO in for verification.
Are we still pressing the T0?
Copy that.
Okay,
CVFS
so
NTD?
mainly we'll just be waiting for that sea breeze to start to develop. So far, our winds are just real light and variable. No significant winds at all. Winds are less than 6 knots in most locations for us. So right now, just wait for that sea breeze to form to see if we get any Q developing. That's really all that's going on, but the big story will just be this afternoon.
NTD, SRO 222.
50 knot wind gusts. And,
Go ahead, SRO. Yes, sir, I gave you step 707. All fire checks complete. Copy 707.
NTD STM?
Go ahead.
I can verify 709.
COVCC.
Go ahead.
I'll be going to 142 with the ASM.
Okay, copy.
can give you step 718. IMU gyro compass is complete, and IMUs are in alignment maintenance mode.
Okay, copy.
Copy.
Of the launch pad that would violate a constraint or an isolated challenge.
Shuttle launch control, T-minus 1 hour, 6 minutes, 10 seconds and counting. The cover over the orbiter access door has been removed. Also, report from the orbiter test conductor that the inertial measurement unit gyro compass alignment is now complete. And in about another 5 or 6 minutes, the initialization of the ground launch sequencer here in the firing room should be complete as well.
What we've been briefing the last few days, there's a 30% chance of that occurring. Right?
And we're getting close to the hatch closure here.
Well, I guess I could take out the concern for Anvil. The primary concern is mainly the cumulus cloud. We did have to evaluate one yesterday near launch time.
At T-minus 1 hour, 5 minutes, 25 seconds and counting, this is shuttle launch control.
OVCC, OTC.
Go ahead, OTC.
What was your T stamp when you guys first came in there and opened up? Your T-by?
0039.
Thank you.
Copy. Going back to 142. OTC, OVCC 212.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir, I can give you hatches closed and latch for flight.
Okay, looks like step 712 looks like.
And I'm going to go back to 142.
Okay, and ECL, do you copy that?
ECL copies.
ECL with that, you guys ready for 713?
And ECL's ready.
Okay, and CDR, OTC, air to ground 1.
Go ahead, OTC.
Stand by to perform cabin leak check. Master alarm and light will come on as a function of high cabin pressure. Cabin clacks and master alarm will also sound due to high cabin decay rate. You have a go to reset any master alarms.
Copy and standing by.
And with that, you may perform cabin leak check per your checklist.
Cabin leak check, page 1-7 in work.
MQC at 714.
And OTC, OVCC back on 212.
Copy of VCC. And CMQC, OTC.
Yes, sir.
Verify 827 for me.
OTC, CDR.
Go ahead, CDR.
The steps for cabin leak check on L2 are complete. We're waiting for the pressure to increase.
Okay, I copy.
And OTC ECL can give you 715.
715 ECL?
That's
Okay.
correct.
And you guys ready for 716 ECL?
We are ready.
Okay. And I'll give you 716.
ECL copies.
CMQC 716.
Copy.
This is CCMA.
No, I'm sorry, I was calling CCSE.
Okay.
CCSE on 212? Right, just make, you guys are aware they're doing S-band high power this time, right?
That's affirmed for
Okay.
on 232.
CDCL 212.
Go ahead.
They're reading off panel 01 from the CDR for the cabin pressure.
Okay, you guys step where you're at?
That's in our Operation 45.
Yeah, I'll bring him up here and you can talk to him. And CDR, OTC?
Go ahead.
ECL, go ahead.
Yeah, CDR panel 01. We need a cabin pressure reading.
Here joining us now in firing room 4 is Robbie Ashley. He's the payload manager for STS-115. And Robbie is going to be talking to a video that we have of some of the work that's been done to get the truss segments and the solar arrays ready for the installation into the payload bay. So if we can roll the tape, Robbie, you can tell us what's happening.
Okay. Okay, right here we have NASA's Super Guppy aircraft landing at the shuttle landing facility, and it's bringing the P3 element to KSC, and that was back in November of 1999. And now they're with this aircraft, the entire nose of the plane opens up, as you can see, to get access to the cargo bay. And there you see in the cargo bay is the shipping fixture with the P3 element in it. This element was designed by, at the time, McDonnell Douglas out in Huntington Beach, California. And the primary structure was manufactured there, and secondary structure in Tulsa before shipping it to KSC. And now you're looking at, this is the P4 element when it arrived at Kennedy Space Center. And this was in July of 2000. And as you can see, it came by ground transportation. So we're bringing the shipping container into the Space Station Processing Facility airlock. And now the technicians are preparing to move the P4 element and removing it from the shipping container. And we're preparing to transfer it down to the other end of or the east end of the building, and that's where it basically stayed since it arrived in 2000. So yeah, a little over 6 years it was spent down on the east side. And as you can see, when it arrived, it was pretty much bare structure. And we populated with all the electronics after it arrived here. Now this is the P3 element being brought over from the O&C building where it began its processing, and this is in March of 2001 after we had completed the standalone testing over in the O&C building. We're bringing it over to meet up with P4. And this is fast forward all the way to 2005. A decision was made by the Space Station Program Manager to remove the old batteries off of P4 and replace them with new ones. So we're right now what you're seeing is removing one of the solar array wings to get access to the batteries and placing that wing back in its wing stand while we work on the batteries. Now the technicians are preparing to remove one of the flight batteries off of the P4 element. In total, we removed 12 batteries and replaced them with new ones. There's one you see coming off now. So the technicians are taking the batteries and putting them back in their shipping containers. And actually, the 12 batteries we removed from P4, we sent 2 of them out to Houston to be used in the test lab out there, where they test the station power systems, do simulated testing out there. And the rest of them were sent back to Space Systems Loral in California, and we're actually going to recycle and reuse some of the parts. Now we've finished replacing the batteries on the bottom deck of the Element, which is actually up right now on the top, and we're getting ready to rotate the Element back to its normal orientation with the upper deck in the up position. This stand that we're using and that you're seeing there, we brought in specifically to have the capability to do this rotation to change out or replace batteries if asked to do so, and it turns out that that's what we were asked to do. There you can see the Element vertical in the SSPF. It's quite an experience seeing the Element rotating end over end as you're seeing there. Now it's back in its normal orientation, and from that point we went to work on the upper deck, putting the new batteries on and replacing the solar array on the upper deck. Now this is the day that we're actually leaving the SSPF, starting our journey to the launch pad, and all of the work has been done. The Element has been retested and checked out, and it's all ready for flight. So we're now placing it in the payload transportation canister to start its journey to the launch pad after almost 7 years in the SSPF, or in Kennedy Space Center. Here we are vertical in the payload canister at the canister rotation facility. Starting that rollout to the pad. This is on July 26th, and we're beginning our journey there. We are atop the canister transporter en route to the pad. This was very early in the morning, and now we're onto the pad. You can see the launch pad lit in the background on our way to the launch pad. Now we're at the pad surface and getting ready to be lifted up to the payload changeout room, which is on the 135-foot level there of the rotating service structure of the launch pad. As you can see, now we're being hoisted up into position to be inserted in the payload changeout room, and that's basically where we wait for the orbiter to arrive, and that's when they insert us into the orbiter's payload bay.
So, Robbie, your team's been together for how long working on this?
Well, we've been working on this hardware. It's been here for like I said, almost 7 years for the P3 Element and just over 6 years for P4. The team was actually together, for a couple of years before that, preparing. Some part of the team was preparing for these new elements to arrive, and part of the team that's stayed with us actually worked on the 3A and 4A missions hardware, the Z1 truss and the P6 truss. So it's been over a decade, really, that the team has been together working, preparing these elements for launch.
Well, Robbie, I know they'll be glad to see the liftoff when it occurs, and most certainly when the truss is mated to the station, because that's what this is all about, that the team's been pursuing.
Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, we're excited to be here today and on the brink of launch. But for our team, what will really bring closure for us after all this time is seeing the Element on orbit, on the International Space Station, and doing the mission that it was intended to do. And it's at that point, once we see that we'll be able to look ahead, look down the road, and start working on the next space station Element that our team will be getting ready for launch, actually, in February of '07.
Well, Robbie, thank you very much. Appreciate your discussion of the processing flow for this, and best of luck. Thank you.
Well, thank you, George. I appreciate you having me over to talk with you today.
We're at T-minus 44 minutes, 25 seconds and counting. This is Shuttle Launch Control.
Thank you. You guys did great.
George, do you want to make that announcement now?
CC GLS 212.
Go ahead.
Add some steps to my office view when you have a chance.
Okay, CNC, ready, listen up.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, GLS.
Yes, sir. I can give you step 751 with a fill-in for a window open of 9 minutes, 25 seconds, and a fill-in of 4 minutes, 54 seconds for preferred window. Steps 753 and 754 complete. Step 755 is complete with fill-ins of 10 minutes for the T-minus 20-minute hold, and fill-ins of 41 minutes, 06 seconds for window open, T-minus 9 minute remaining, and 45 minutes, 37 seconds for preferred. Steps 756 and 757 are complete.
This is Shuttle Launch Control, T-minus 41 minutes, 45 seconds and counting.
Yeah, I can give you
The mission management team has gone off into some splinter engineering discussions on the ecosystem, eco-sensor on the tank, and we'll be getting back on their mission management team channel shortly to make their recommendations, and then we'll find out if we'll be proceeding with our launch today. But at this point, everything continues to look good in terms of progress in the countdown. The weather looks good, and we really only have just one major issue that needs to reach consensus. At T-minus 41 minutes and counting, this is Shuttle Launch Control.
PCL 212.
CL, go ahead.
Just to notify you, we're about to remove the probe and install the cap on the side of the hatch, and a klaxon master alarm could occur due to the high cabin leak rate.
Okay, copy that. And CDR, just a heads up to you, though you might get a klaxon alarm there when they take the probe out of the hatch.
We copy, thank you.
CQC.
Go ahead.
Line Adam 2 is closed, sir.
Copy.
This is Shuttle Launch Control, T-minus 36 minutes, 25 seconds and counting. The small missing lightweight so-called Tyvek cover over one of the forward reaction control system thrusters, one of the left thrusters, has been found out of the pad, and that was found by the final inspection team. And the discussion by the mission management team is that that issue will not be a constraint to launch. The other issue remains under evaluation about the eco sensor on the external tank, which failed when the tank was about 25% full this morning. It's a hydrogen cutoff, low-level hydrogen cutoff sensor on the fuel side, and that's still being discussed. And very shortly, the closeout crew will be leaving the White Room. Space Shuttle Atlantis, as we see it on the pad there, weighs 4,525,808 pounds. The orbiter Atlantis, as part of the shuttle stack, is 269,840 pounds. That's just 6% of the total weight of the entire space shuttle vehicle.
For your checklist.
And orbiter Atlantis at landing, without the payload inside, will be touching down at a weight of 199,679 pounds. So again, we have over 4.5 million pounds at liftoff. At the time of launch, the International Space Station will be about 220 miles above the South Pacific, south of Australia. At T-minus 33 minutes, 55 seconds and counting, this is Shuttle Launch Control.
CDR.
CDR, OTC, go ahead.
Yes, sir. The past VFS transfer prep is complete, and we're waiting the 10 minutes for the transfer to be complete.
And I copy that. OTC, air to ground 1.
Go ahead, OTC.
Perform ohms GN2 press per your checklist.
Ohms GN2 press in mark.
And PLT, OTC, air to ground 1.
OTC, PLT, go ahead.
Perform water spray boiler GN2 supply activation.
That is in work.
That's 859, CMQC, 859, 855 is step 4.
I copy that, sir. And OTC, same TC?
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Was the D performed on page 1042?
Look. Yes, that was.
Copy.
And OTC, CDR, ohms GN2 press and water spray boiler GN2 supply activation are complete.
And I copy both of those. CMQC, it's 857 and 861.
I copy that.
And CMQC, we can verify 864. And EPD, OTC?
CPD go.
Give you 868 to check mech pre-flight bike.
Copy and work.
That's 868, CMQC.
I copy. OTC, ECL 212.
ECL, go ahead.
I can give you sub 803. That's our crew module pressurization initial cabin integrity check is complete.
Okay. Copy that. CDR, OTC, air to ground 1.
Go ahead, OTC.
Okay, I'll give you step 805, perform cabin vent redundancy configuration.
Cabin vent redundancy config and work.
That's 805.
Okay.
OTC, CGLS 212.
Go ahead.
I give you step 875, GLS limit change, the dual notification for BRS is complete.
Copy 875.
OTC, OVCC.
Go ahead.
Yes, all INE hatch closing latching steps are complete, and I'm ready to continue with configuration for the white room for closeout.
Okay, please continue.
Where?
OTC CDR, cabin vent redundancy config is complete.
And I copy that. ECL, did you copy that with 807?
ECL copies.
OTC PD.
Go ahead, EPD.
We're complete with steps 870 through 873. No mech pre-flight failures.
Copy. CNQC complete through 873.
Copy.
Hello, TC.
This is ECL 212.
Okay, you ready for 826?
Not quite yet.
Not quite yet, okay.
No TC, CMQC.
CMQC, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Line item 19 has been deferred. It's no longer on the constraints list.
Okay, copy.
This is CUSC. CUSC.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Our software was supposed to do a speed brake thrust controller LDB read and on the right side, and it did not do that. We'd like to go ahead and put we have a temp D to do it manually, and currently it's a temporary D 16-881.1.
Okay, to what step?
That's the step there. It's a temp D, that's 16-881.1.
Okay, was this something that you thought might happen?
That's a firm. During the recycles, it's a known problem that it does not do the speed brake check.
Okay.
And so we do have one that we can do it manually.
Very good. I see the need, and you can see with that.
Copy that.
Okay, I am run back.
And CDR, OTC, air to ground 1.
Go ahead.
If you guys can support, we'll go ahead and do simul voice checks now, and then come back into the cabin leak check or waterfall after that.
We're ready for the simul voice check.
Atlantis, Houston, for the entire crew, comm check.
CDR loud and clear. PLT. MS1. MS2. MS3.
MS4.
Atlantis, Houston, we read you all loud and clear. Your first update will be on page 1-10.
sir.
Okay, your new KSC altimeter setting is 3002.
Copy 3002.
Good readback, Atlantis. Your next update is on flipbook page 2-4.
Ready on 2-4.
Atlantis, your
Going
update
into the built-in hold in 1 second, T-minus 20 minutes and holding. 10-minute built-in hold.
press to MECO, Mach 15.0, and single engine press, Mach 18.0.
Okay, we copy. Single engine ops 3, 12.3. Press to MECO, 15.0. And our single engine press will be 18.0.
Good readback, Atlantis. Your next update is on flipbook page 2-5.
Ready on 2-5.
Atlantis, your throttle bucket updates, PC 72% will be Mach 0.83, and PC 104% will be Mach 1.28.
Okay, copy the new throttle bucket, 72% at 0.83, and then throttle back up to 104 at 1.28.
Good readback, Atlantis. Your next update is on flipbook page 2-6.
Ready on 2-6.
Atlantis, your planar window 1, nominal ohms 2 HT, is 102.0, and your NOCOM ohms 2 HP is 85, and planar window 2 is NA in both places.
Okay, we copy the ohms 2 HT for nominal is 102.0. NOCOM HP will be 85, and planar window 1 only today, no plane 2.
So good readback, Atlantis. Your next update is on page 8-6 of the ascent checklist. Sorry, Atlantis, the next update is on page 8-7 of your ascent checklist.
Ready on 8-7.
Okay, in the lower left, max rates in first stage, roll 2 degrees per second at 70 seconds, pitch 1 degree per second at 70 seconds, and yaw less than 1 degree per second. Trajectory lofting in second stage is none.
Okay, Houston, we copy the max rate first stage. Roll is 2 degrees per second at 70 seconds. Pitch 1 degree per second at 70. Yaw rate will be less than 1 degree a second, and no lofting in second stage.
Atlantis, that's a good copy. And then one last reminder, we've uploaded Patrick TACAN 97X as your secondary TACAN for the KSC.
Copy, thanks.
And Atlantis, this completes your ascent checklist updates.
And ECL OTC.
OTC, this is ECL.
You ready for 826 yet?
Yeah, I can give you 826. The fill-in for 828 is 0. And I can give you 829.
And CHTD OTC?
HTD?
829.
I'm there.
Okay, very good. I'm giving you that.
Copy that.
And CDR OTC underground 1.
ahead, OTC.
Perform cabin vent valve per your checklist.
Then we also have attached as backup
Cabin vent valve per our checklist.
the failure implications for ecosystem nominal mission. In other words, the probabilities of failure. And then we also attach the results from the fault tree.
And OTC CDR.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'd just like to confirm with you that is the cabin vent on 1-7 of our checklist.
Yes, and ECL, do you confirm that?
ECL confirmed.
That's confirmed, CDR.
Thank you. Cabin vent in work.
Yeah, we sent them to launch in.
LPS verified. PTC verified. Okay. Well, we'll get him to focus.
OTC, CGNC.
Go ahead.
Can give you steps 963 and 964. IDP2 is back at C12.
Copy that. EPS copy 964. CGSS OTC. Good. Start second ECU pump, step 971. Copy. DVD OTC. DVD. Give you step 897. Copy. FCO, NTD on 212 for copy.
This is shuttle launch control, T-minus 20 minutes and holding. We have exactly 2 minutes remaining in this planned built-in hold. The NASA test director has instructed all members of the launch team here in firing room 4 to switch over to channel 212. That's the air-to-ground channel, and all the launch team will remain on that channel until launch. And NASA Test Director Jeff Spaulding giving the launch team his briefing on what will be expected of them after we come out of this hold at T-minus 20, and how to call any holds up until the point we reach T-minus 9. 30 seconds remaining in this 10-minute hold.
And that was the whole reason the deviation was written, was to test a new most probable cause, assuming that we did have a problem with the sensor. And so if we saw the same signature...
10 seconds remaining in the hold. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. T-minus 20 minutes and counting. This is Shuttle Launch Control.
Asphalt sum and take BFS to Ops 1 for your checklist.
Okay, we'll clear the pass, fault sum, and then we'll run the BFS to Ops 1 for the checklist.
This is Shuttle Launch Control, T-minus 17 minutes, 22 seconds and counting. The Mila tracking station at Kennedy Space Center is now operating on high power for liftoff. Once Atlanta lifts off from the pad, Mila will be providing the primary air-to-ground voice data and telemetry to Mission Control in Houston. During the launch, Mila follows the vehicle for about 7 minutes and 15 seconds, at which time the coverage will switch to the TDRS East tracking and data relay satellite. At 36 minutes into the mission, coverage shifts to the TDRS zone of exclusion satellite over the Indian Ocean, where TDRS East and the TDRS West satellite cannot see until coverage is acquired by TDRS West about 49 minutes after launch. TDRS West and TDRS East together will provide the coverage for the duration of the mission until the deorbit burn, until once again we'll also be using the TDRS zone of exclusion satellite over the Indian Ocean.
Go ahead, OTC.
Perform horizontal sit config for your checklist.
We'll perform horizontal sit config.
Also, here at KSC, Mila will be communicating with a tracking station at Ponce de Leon Inlet about 35 miles north of Cape Canaveral. During that second minute of flight, second and into the third, the Ponce de Leon Inlet station is sending tracking data and telemetry information back to Mila, because during that second minute of flight for about a minute, the Cape is essentially blacked out by the highly reflective plume of the solid rocket boosters.
Houston flight entity, perform the BFS pre-flight uplink loading.
NTD, I copy. We'll put it in work.
Thank you.
Also, during the mission, in addition to our regular support from TDRS East and TDRS West, is a support network of tracking stations on the ground that can be called on at any time during the mission, which is an Air Force system of ground tracking stations equipped to be able to communicate with the space shuttle and the space station. It is part of the Department of Defense network of military spacecraft tracking stations. It's available to support as necessary on call.
Yacht steering is configured.
And OTC copies.
And I don't think, from my stance, either going today or detanking and going tomorrow is going to take us to a most probable cause. The one thing I did want to share that appears to be discussed, and I think where we got to with the 24-hour pre-cycle, was that if we did see this event, of course we have now, that after we put our best foot forward with our best hardware and everybody believing we've never seen it, we see it again, we better all stop, take a good look at the data, and make sure we understand what we've got before we comply with it. That was part of the rationale for the 24-hour look at it again. But it includes both review the data and make sure that the failure mode we see on the second day is consistent with what we thought. Then we can go with it.
And again, just to reinforce that, is the need to have additional time and prioritize. Hey, George.
EPD and CFCP, I'll give you step 1011. Just fuel cell loads between 250 and 290 amps. CPD copies. SCP copies.
OTC PLT.
Go ahead.
Horizontal sit config is complete and the CRTs are configured per the checklist.
Copy that. And PLT, perform MPS helium reconfig.
Okay, PLT, we're putting MPS helium reconfig on page 1-11 in work.
Entity safety.
Go ahead.
Sequence 16, step 1004, verified.
Copy that. And I assume you need to hear back on 877 for the other step, right?
That's affirmed.
Copy. STM 1060, we can terminate video tracking and recording. STM entity. STM. Yeah, step 1006, terminate video tracking, and also 1007, we can deactivate PAD-OA SD. Copy both.
OTC PLT.
PLT, go ahead.
OTC MPS helium reconfig is complete.
Copy, step 996. At all stations, OTC on 212, discontinue all non-mandatory LDB traffic for remainder of count. Step 1020.
NTD is in flight.
Go flight.
I can give you step 993. Our BFS pre-flight uplink load is complete.
I copy. CVFS, you copy?
CVFS copies.
Thank you. And ECL, OTC?
This is ECL.
Okay, now we're going to lull. Are you ready for 886?
I can give you 886, and the fill-in for 887 is 14.74.
14.74 CMQC for 887. And CDR, OTC, air to ground 1.
Go ahead, OTC.
Report cabin pressurization for your checklist.
And what? OTC, CDR.
CDR, OTC, go ahead.
CRT3, BFS cabin press 14.77, and on 01, 14.8.
14.77 and 14.8. Can you see the copy of those fill-ins?
Going into the hold now in 1 T-minus 9 minutes and holding for 41 minutes and 5 seconds.
CDR, OTC, air to ground 1.
Go ahead, OTC.
Close cabin vent valve per your checklist.
Seem to be
Anti-chop personnel are
coming to a consensus on the eco sensor, and I think we should have something to pass along here in the next couple of minutes. In the meantime, we're going to switch now to flight commentator Kyle Herring at the Johnson Space Center in Houston for the readiness of Houston flight to support the launch today. Going now to Mission Control in Houston.
Copy. And ECL, I believe that's it for your steps, isn't it?
That's correct.
Very good, thank you. OTC and TBC, I'll give you step 1028. You can pick that up for your time. OTC copies.
NTD SRO 212.
Go SRO.
Yes, sir. Just want to report the computer's final load complete.
All right, copy. Great. Thank you very much. TBC, did you copy? Step 1028. CMPS OTC. This is MPS. Step 1028 to you. TBC NTD.
TBC.
Yeah, you copied 1028?
It worked.
Okay, thank you.
NTD SM.
Go ahead.
1019 complete.
Thanks, George, and good morning from the Johnson Space Center. This is Mission Control Houston at T-minus 9 minutes and holding. The Ascent team has been on console since 3 o'clock this morning and is led by Flight Director Steve Stitch, who's overseeing his second launch today. Handling communications with the crew aboard Atlantis is astronaut Tony Antonelli. Down the hall in the International Space Station Flight Control Room, a team led by Holly Ridings, a flight director over there, is currently overseeing all of the activities aboard the complex as the Expedition 13 crew awaits the shuttle's arrival. The flight control team is monitoring all of the systems aboard the space shuttle, along with the launch team there at the Kennedy Space Center, and should shortly notify the flight director it is ready to support the 27th launch of Atlantis today. The Ascent team has spent the morning evaluating all of the orbiter systems and also the weather conditions at the launch site in the event of an emergency return to the shuttle landing facility, which is 3 miles west of Launch Complex 39B. The team also evaluates weather conditions at the contingency runways in Spain and in France. Astronaut Steve Lindsay, the commander of the just finished STS-115 mission, is flying weather reconnaissance there at the Kennedy Space Center and reports that conditions currently are favorable for launch and for an emergency abort should that become necessary. Presently, conditions are also favorable to support an overseas landing if one becomes necessary during the launch phase. The current primary transoceanic abort landing site is Zaragoza in Spain, with Morón in Spain available also if necessary. Once Atlantis lifts off, its onboard guidance system will maneuver the orbiter to a heads-down position, putting it on the proper course and trajectory to achieve the desired orbit. At main engine cutoff, Atlantis will be in a 137 by 36 statute mile orbit, and about 30 minutes later that orbit will be refined using the twin orbital maneuvering system engines, which will place the shuttle in a 143 by 116 statute mile altitude for on-orbit operations. The launch itself actually serves as the first in a series of rendezvous burns designed to allow Atlantis to catch up with the International Space Station. Docking is scheduled for about 8 a.m. At launch time, the International Space Station will be located between Australia and New Zealand, 220 statute miles above the southwestern Pacific. About 30 seconds into the flight, the three main engines will be throttled back to lessen the effects of the dense lower atmosphere on the orbiter, and less than a minute later the shuttle will accelerate rapidly, reaching a speed of nearly 3,700 miles per hour at the point where the twin solid rocket boosters burn out and separate at 2 minutes 5 seconds. Once in orbit, Atlantis' three main engines will be shut down at the 8.5-minute point, followed just a few seconds later by the separation of the large external fuel tank. The crew will photograph and videotape the tank as it falls away from Atlantis and later transmit those images, as well as others taken automatically from a digital camera mounted on the underside of Atlantis, to imagery experts in mission control to determine the integrity of the thermal protection system of the orbiter. The crew also will check out the functionality of the robotic arm before its operational use Thursday or on Sunday to look at the wing leading edge panels up close for any damage it may have incurred during launch. Everything continues to go smoothly here in Mission Control, with flight controllers standing by to take over control of Atlantis and the STS-115 mission at liftoff. That's it from here. Back to you, George, at the launch site in Florida for the remaining minutes of the countdown through liftoff. At T-minus 9 minutes and holding, this is Mission Control Houston.
But I meet all of my minimums, and let me go ahead and give you those numbers now if you're ready. Ready? 6 for the long range north, 7 for the long range south, 5 for medium range north, 6 for medium range south, 6 for medium range west, and 5 for short range. Okay, I copy all those.
OTC, PLT.
OTC, go ahead.
The hardware caution and warning memory is clear. There were no unexpected messages.
Copy, step 1048. CDR, OTC, air to ground 1.
Go ahead, OTC.
Configure CRT for ascent.
That's in what?
NTD, launch director on air to ground 1. Go ahead. Yes, sir. In the discussions on the eco-sensor issues today, the mission management team has decided that we are no-go for that condition today. So I'd like you to execute a 24-hour scrub turnaround, and we'll come back in after we detank and fill it back up tomorrow and see how the sensors behave tomorrow per our written LCC. So we'd like to implement a 24-hour scrub turnaround. I give you the latitude to execute that at the right time, given where we are in the count. And we'll talk about any other kind of activities we would need to do in the 24-hour scrub turnaround here in a moment. Okay. So we're officially into a 24-hour scrub turnaround. Copy. CDR launch director, air to ground 1.
Go ahead, launch director.
Okay, Brent, gave a lot of thought to the eco-sensor issue today, and what we decided to do as a team was to follow the launch commit criteria as written, and so we were going to detank this vehicle, come back in tomorrow, fill it back up and see how they behave and see if we can get more confidence in that system for tomorrow's attempt. And so appreciate you guys getting on board today. And tomorrow's weather should be just as good as today, if not better. So we ought to feel good about the attempt we made today. We just didn't get there with the eco sensor. And we had a lot of discussions over the months for that, and we followed our rules. And so we ought to feel good that we did that. So again, appreciate your support today, and we'll talk to you on the loop tomorrow.
Okay, Mike, we understand. We concur 100%. That whole plan was given a lot of thought by a lot of smart people under not having the pressure of a vehicle on the pad. So it's the right thing to do, and coming out here today, we got a good check, at least as far as we could get on all the systems. So we've got a lot of confidence for tomorrow as well, and we'll see you then.
Okay, copy. Thanks, Brent. And then to deal with that, please go into 24-hour scrub.
Okay, I copy that. And let's see, OTC, TBC, PTC, and LPS and safety, I guess. Let's see where we are with everything and if there's any work that we need to still do here while we're in this configuration before we go ahead and pull the plug. OTC, is there anything remaining that you would like to do before we stop here?
There's nothing at this point, no, Jeff. We're good.
Okay, and let's see, TBC, anything you need to do or configuration you need to be in before we can go ahead here?
Negative.
All right, PTC?
Negative for PTC.
All right, and let's see, safety, any comments on this or thoughts before we proceed?
No, sir. We're ready to support.
Okay, and let's see, SPE entity?
It's SPE.
Yeah, Terry, anything back there that you're aware of that we need to or should do before we pull the plug?
No, not at this time, no.
Okay, and my thought was that we'd go ahead and when we get ready to do it here and just do a cutoff and run through 18 and just run through it that way and get back into 30.
Okay, copy.
And let's see, GLS, is that the way you understand it as well? That seemed like a good way to go?
Yes, that's the way we understand it.
Okay, and let's see, CLOX, CLHY?
CLOX, CLHY.
Okay, I guess you all understood that we're going to go ahead and pull the plug here. Anything that you guys need to do to get us in the configuration, or are you comfortable if we do a cutoff here?
LHY is ready for cutoff. CLOX is ready.
Okay.
This is Shuttle Launch Control. As you've heard,
okay. And,
the launch has been scrubbed for today.
All personnel, we're going to stop here, and then we're going to redo a 24-hour cycle.
Hope is that by retanking tomorrow, we can get some additional data on the Eco Sensor 3 that failed about once the hydrogen tank was about 25% full.
And CGLS, with that, let's go ahead and give cutoff.
So at this point, we will be going into a 24-hour scrub turnaround, as we heard Mike Leinbach tell the crew, trying again on Saturday.
BFS is 101, pass is 101, LDB is 1, primary shaping is complete, and we are go for transition to G9.
Okay, I copy that. And with that, for all personnel, we have given a cutoff, and we're going to proceed into sequence 18, and I think we're at 1830, it looks like. 1830 on page 1392.
And CDR, OTC, air to ground 1.
Go ahead, OTC.
Panel F6, flight controller power switch to off.
And the launch time tomorrow, preferred launch time within the window is 11:15.
And OTC, both CDR and PLT flight control powers are off.
Copy that. And PLT, OTC, air to ground 1.
Go ahead, OTC.
Panel R1, power distribution to central bus source. Fuel cell 1, 2, and 3 switches, all 3 to off, OFF.
And OTC, the essential to fuel cell bus switches were already in the off position.
That's a verification. Copy that. And PLT, OTC on panel F8, flight controller power switch to off.
And OTC, that is complete.
CGSS, OTC. Good. You can
can verify. 33, always extended launch and configured.
Verified.
Okay, and GLS OTC?
GLS?
We can confirm 34, right?
GLS confirms PCMMU 1 to GSE control.
Very good. CNC will not perform steps 35, 36, 37, and 38.
Copy.
And CDR OTC air to ground 1.
Go ahead.
On panel C3.
Go ahead.
OI Puckamoo power switch to off.
OI Puckamoo power on C3 coming off.
And GLS, you're ready?
CDR, that's complete.
Okay, copy that. GLS, you're ready for 41?
GLS confirms primary setting complete, ready for transition to G9.
G, I can give you step 41. MTD copies. And flight, you ready for G9 transition?
NTD Houston flight, we are ready for the G9 transition.
I copy. CMPL, CLOX and CLHY, verify configured for G1 to G9 transition. CMPL?
MPL verified.
CLOX?
CLOX verified.
And CLHY.
CLHY verified.
And with that, all console operators discontinue all LDB commands and reads during pass ops transition. And OTC, I'll give you go on 46 to perform pass transition to G9. I copy that. And DPS, OTC?
Yeah, DPS copies.
CDR on panel C2.
Go ahead.
Left CRT select switch 3.
Okay, left CRT select going to 3.
And on the left keyboard, a message reset.
That's complete.
And an ops 000 pro.
Yeah, would you like me to resume the system before I take the VFS stop, sir?
Yes, please.
Okay, well, on the VFS CRT3, we'll go ops 000 pro.
Copy that.
And that's complete.
Copy. On panel 06, GTC mode 5 switch standby.
Okay, on 06, GPC mode switch for GPC 5, going to standby. That's complete.
Copy that. OTC DPS. Thread DPS. Yeah, DPS is configured to G9 downlist format 44. Format 44 for step 57. Copy that. And entity, I can give you 58. Copy. TBC, you copy?
Copy.
And attention all stations, this is the NTD, and we'll conduct the post-cutoff safety checks on page 1401. And I'll need for everyone to go through and verify their portion, please. ISL verify sub-step 1. ISL can verify 1. DPS verify 2. DPS can verify 2. CCME 3.
CCMA can verify 3.
SME 4 and 5.
SME 4 and 5.
MPL 6 and 7.
FPL 6 and 7.
LHY 8, 9, and 10.
LHY verifies 8, 9, and 10.
CLOX 11 and 12.
CLOX verifies 11 and 12.
PVD 13.
PVD 13.
HGD 14, 15, 16.
HD verifies 14, 15, 16.
CGSS 17.
Verified.
APU 18.
APU 18.
HPU 19.
HP verifies 19.
C-Power 20.
C-Power verifies 20.
EPD 21.
EPD does not verify 21.
Understood. And WS-22?
WS verifies 22.
And CBRS-23?
CBRS verifies 23.
And that concludes our post-cutoff safety checks. And EPD and CFCP?
CPD?
CFCP?
FCP.
Give you step 75 on lap 18.
FCP copies. CPD copies?
And 76 has not performed CMQC.
Repeat, please.
76 has not performed.
Copy.
PLT, OTC, air to ground 1.
Go ahead, OTC.
Perform MPS helium reconfig per your checklist.
We'll put the MPS helium reconfig per our checklist in work. OTC, the MPS helium reconfig is complete.
And OTC copies, step 78.
OTC PD.
Okay, and CLOX entity? CLOX. All right, sequence 18, step 85. We can go ahead and proceed with LO2 drain. And closeout crew has departed the pad, and I things off too. Anything I can give you 86. I copy. And seem to see 79 through 84 is not performed.
Copy.
OTC PD.
Go ahead, EPD.
Okay, CMQC to 151, please.
CMQC 151, please.
Copy.
And for the note, 88 through 90 is not performed.
Copy.
And entity will be going to 232 at this time for command channel. Entity will be on 232 for his command channel. OTC copies. Okay. And CHD OTC. CHD. Up 30 step hand. You can verify that for us.
We can verify.
OTC CGLS 212.
Go ahead.
Just want to see if we can get a kickoff step for Operation 30, Step 31.
I will kick off for Step 31.
Thank you, sir.
NGC at Step 31, about 30.
Copy.
Okay, I copy that. And CNDC, I can verify Op 30, Step 25.
OTC CGLS 212.
Go ahead.
I can give you Step 41. Dual notification is inhibited and systems are in control.
Okay, copy that. CNDC, Step 41. And was 39 not performed there, GLS? Yes, of course it was. That was a big not performed. CNDC 3940 not performed.
Correct.
And all personnel in the 212, dual notification is inhibited. Control has been transferred from GLS back to systems. Steps still contain GLS limits. CNDC, that was Step 42.
OTC EPD.
Go ahead, EPD.
I can get completion on Step 75. Fuel cell load test is complete.
Step 75?
Yes, there is a kickoff and it says report completion.
Step 30?
Operation 18.
Oh, okay, 18. So that was 18. What step again?
75.
75, okay. And GLS OTC?
GLS?
Step 45, is that not performed?
That's a not performed, correct.
Okay. And I guess I'm looking for, 50 from you?
I can give you Step 50. GLS software is terminated and ready for integration software activation.
Okay, copy that. And TPE OTC? TPE OTC 212?
TPE 12.
Okay, give you Step 51, perform integration software activation.
Copy. Thank you.
That's step 51 CMQC, and also we had 50 also at op 30. And CMQC, did you copy that?
I'm sorry, sir. Yes, I did.
Okay. And GLS OTC?
GLS?
How about your flip 50? Is that not performed? Page 101?
Stand by. We're still working steps.
Okay. And CDR NTD on 212?
Go ahead, NTD.
Yes, sir. Just a heads up, we are working our hydrogen drain preps from the tank, and as a result, we'll be doing some venting through the LH2 flare stack, so you may hear some of that loud venting when that occurs.
Okay, NTD, thanks for the heads up.
You bet. It will be periodic, too, so just a heads up, it'll happen a couple of times as well.
We copy, thanks.
And TPE OTC?
TP.
Yeah, we got busy there. Did you copy step 51 to you?
About the breaking up console programs?
Perform integration, software activation, and activate automatic RSys transfer.
That's in work.
Okay.
OTC, TP.
Go ahead.
Yeah, our software is configured.
Okay, very good. You'll give me 54 automatic RSys transfers activated.
That's complete.
Okay, very good. So you can see that's step 54. EPD OTC? EPD, just checking. 86, that should be not performed for the note, right? Your mech pre-flight evaluation?
No, they just powered down the range 50 system. We're discussing that right now.
Just now, so you need to do that now then.
That's affirmative.
Okay, and EPDOTC, ready? I'll give you step 86.
Copy that. We'll put that in work.
CMQC at step 86.
Copy.
And EPDOTC? EPD go. Step 90 through 92, ground pick rack. That should be not performed, right?
Yeah, we'll put that in work as well.
Okay, so you have to do that also? Okay, very good. CMQC at step 90.
Copy.
Okay.
MTD launch director, 312. OTC, EPD.
EPD, go ahead.
I'll give you steps 91 and 92. Ground pick racks are now powered down.
Okay, copy that. You can see it's 91, 92.
Copy.
OTC CLS 212.
Go ahead.
To buy off when you're ready.
Okay, go ahead.
I can give you steps 28 through 59 with not performs for steps 04, 5, 29, 37, 38, 39, 40, 45, 46, and 56.
And quality, did you get those?
Negative, sir. Can he start over again?
GLS, can you do one more time for us?
Yes, sir. I can give you, starting with step operation 30, step 28, I can give you steps 28 through 57 with not performs for steps 4, 5.
Could you go, you said steps 28, sir, and then you say 4 and 5.
Not performs for steps 4 and 5. 29. Not performs for steps 37 and 38. 39 and 40. 45 and 46. And 56.
Copy.
Thank you.
And MS3, OTC, air to ground 1.
Go ahead for MS3.
Can you verify, please, that the side hatch jettison box safing pin is reinstalled?
Verify that pin is installed.
Copy, thank you. And EPD, OTC? EPD, you're still doing your mech pre-flight bite evaluation,
yes, sir.
right? Okay. And CMTC, that's operator step 99 and 100 verified. CMTC, copy 99?
Copy.
Okay. And CFCP, OTC.
DP.
I'm sorry, is this I'm sorry, I was calling CFCP.
FCP.
Okay, talk to me about step 102. What's the note there?
Okay, right now our tank A quantity is 65.1.
65.1%? And what's your estimated time there, 65%?
We're already above it.
Already above it, so I guess NA?
That's correct.
NA, okay, CMTC for 102, 65.1%, and NA for the second fill-in.
Copy.
So obviously FCP, you'll need us to do 103 as soon as we can, right?
We have time, but we need to do that before we clear the pad.
Sure, understand. And all stations on 212 is OTC. We can go back to 132 now. All other orbiter systems can go back to 132 at this time.
CMTC copies.